I'm Cassie Pigg. I am the founder and CEO of Mom Stuff, and I am also a maternal mental health advocate. And I recently published my first book. It's titled Mommy's Got a Tramp Stamp, and it goes along with the theme that, you don't have to look or be or act a certain way to be a good mom. And so I myself suffered from severe postpartum anxiety. I literally went 2 weeks without sleeping at all, like not for more than a minute consecutively. And then I also during that time, I forgot to eat or drink anything, and I wound up in the ER. And luckily, I had an OBGYN that was extremely aggressive and started me on medication immediately, because that was what I needed. But what we don't realize is that postpartum depression and anxiety actually affect up to 1 in 5 new moms. So if you know 5 women that have given birth, you might know someone who has postpartum depression or anxiety. And what's really staggering is that less than 15% of those women ever seek treatment. And so it becomes more, in my opinion, it becomes more of a society problem, right? Because we just kind of expect moms to be like happy and, this is like a magical time, and, everything's supposed to be perfect and wonderful, when in fact, it's not. So you have this cluster of hormones that are, surging through you, and you've just been through, giving birth is a trauma, whether you're, giving birth vaginally or through a C-section, which is a major surgery. So, it's this expectation kind of hampers mothers from seeking treatment, whenever they're feeling this way. And, what part of my goal and my mission is to just raise awareness about postpartum depression and anxiety in new moms. And so there's 3 categories. There is baby blues, which is kind of might last a couple weeks, just have some sadness, maybe just feel a little overwhelmed, but it's not long term and it goes away. Postpartum depression and anxiety can develop anytime in the first year postpartum, and that's actually where women have insomnia, they experience rage, they might have overwhelming anxiety, which that was my case. And also, whenever you start to get further into that, there's postpartum psychosis. And I was on the brink of postpartum psychosis. And that is where actually you start having hallucinations. I became obsessed with my daughter's death, and I thought she was going to die no matter what I did. And I actually thought I was going to throw her out the window, which is terrifying, to have that thought. And it's terrifying to talk about, but I want to talk about it because I want other moms out there to know that it's okay, and you're going to be okay, and this will pass, and you will get through it. So there's a recent study released in JAMA Psychiatry that actually found that suicide is the 2nd leading cause of mortality postpartum. And to me, that's unacceptable. We need to do whatever we can do to make moms, feel like they have the support to talk to a healthcare provider or an OBGYN, or whoever they can find to talk to. And so my ask of you all tonight, if you know someone who has recently given birth, check on them. A lot of times it becomes all about the baby as soon as you give birth. And so if you know someone who has given birth, check on the mom, see how she's doing, ask how she's feeling. And then also, look for the signs and symptoms, because moms don't always want to talk about it. They don't want to. I felt like it would make me a bad mom, what I experienced, and it didn't. It made me a better and stronger mom in the process. So, and that's why I'm here. So we'll